What's up, you guys? I'm Chris, the Ball Glove King. This is a top prospects video where we are finding up-and-coming glove companies that make a product that competes with the big guys like Rawlings and Wilson. Today, all we care about is the buckler Phalanx. Do I say that right?
I don't know, bro.
So far, this is a really solid glove, but there's one thing that I really don't like about it, but we're gonna talk about that later. Buckler's actually pulling some A1 moves and doing things that not many people out there are doing so far. They're giving their gloves to as many YouTubers as they can, just to get their name out there. The other thing they're doing is they're actually using Amazon to sell their gloves rather than having like their own website. I ordered this on Friday night and it was on my porch Sunday afternoon. Obviously, whenever you get a new glove, the first thing you're gonna do is break it in. Right out of the box, this thing actually felt awesome. 2 hinges here and here. Makes it super easy to close because of those hinges. That basically makes it way less likely to get palm bubbles. This is how I naturally close my own gloves, so it's like perfect for me. But let's say you're somebody who is the extreme and closes their glove like this, it still feels perfectly fine. So really, this is gonna break into any play style. Quick side note, this glove has extremely straight fingers for dual welting, which is a little bit weird, and cars are coming, so I'm gonna leave because it's really loud. It's actually a lot like the Nolan Arenado glove that we just reviewed a couple weeks ago. If you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. The leather on this thing is premium US steer hide. I'm not really sure what premium means. Good for them, it just makes it sound cooler, honestly, but I'm actually a fan of the leather. I honestly don't even know why it's this buttery smooth, but it feels great. Especially for steer hide leather, it's kind of weird. Laces have been treating me great so far. Nothing to complain about there. These laces actually remind me quite a bit of just like Rawlings laces. One thing I noticed about the glove is gonna be just like the shape of it. I would say a glove typically has a rainbow shape like this, but this glove here doesn't. Not exactly a huge fan of that triangle shape. It's a little weird. So there's 2 more things that I want to say. One is good and one's a thing that I really don't like about this glove. The palm liner itself doesn't actually go into the pinky or the thumb. That's the good thing. What that does is it makes it so that when you have the glove on, it doesn't feel super bulky because it's thinner where your thumb and pinky are. I think that also helps create those hinges because there's less resistance here and here. The glove is horribly uncomfortable to wear with a finger out. The fact that I feel like I can't stick my finger on this glove, kind of a big deal. The blonde piece of leather that runs down literally bulges out. So when you rest your finger on it, it feels like it has to slide off one way or the other. It can't really just be on top. If you ever had a Wilson, which is all dual welting, those pieces of leather in between are perfectly even with the rest of the glove, and that's great. That makes it so that when you have your finger out there, it's perfectly comfortable. But for anybody who keeps their hand inside the glove like this, that's not gonna bother you at all. You guys, the last glove they sent me was actually Texas steer hide, and that thing is an absolute tank. That glove has been getting used for the past year, and it still feels like it's not even broken in. So that's good and bad. The US steer hide honestly feels way better. It's more buttery, it's just slightly softer, but in a good way. The whole finger thing might literally be my only like large complaint. It is cold, dark, and scary. After spending more time with the Phalanx, I'm actually loving it. The 2 things that I mentioned that I didn't like, sticking your finger out and the shape of the glove. Let me just say, after hot watering it, the shape of the glove is just beautiful now. I think it mostly had to do with shipping. When the glove was originally shipped to me, it was actually shipped in a bag from Amazon, which stinks. But when I said that to the guys over at Buckler, they said they are specifically trying to make it so that Amazon doesn't do that. There's just communication errors. I do believe that it being shipped in the bag is what gave it that goofy shape, because now that I've hot watered it, this thing is a gem. So we're out here about to record B-roll, and it's like 30 degrees. It's freezing. Frost Gear actually sent us some gear, which is great because we live in Chicago and it gets very cold. This is literally a cold weather throwing glove. It literally has like little rubber grips on it, and I just wanted to use it and kind of show you guys because I honestly think it's pretty cool. The palm and shell back are adapting beautifully, but I will say the inside palm liner is just kind of so-so. There's nothing really special about it. But like I said, sticking your finger out still isn't all that great. The welting on the index finger here is just simply too close. When you go to put your finger on it, it feels like a bulge rather than just a smooth piece of leather. In all honesty, I'm loving everything else about this glove. And no, they did not pay me to say any of this, okay? I don't take money from people like that. I'm just so happy with the steer hide leather. So many companies right now are using kip leather. What it is companies use a manufacturer and then just stick their logo on it and it's their glove now. But it's just so refreshing because they're using premium steer hide leather and making a super solid glove. What's kind of cool about this is the leather itself is pretty similar to a heart of the hide, but the build of the glove is very different. For one, it's dual welting, which Rawlings rarely ever does. In some ways, it's like you're taking the good qualities of a Wilson and the good qualities of a Rawlings and kind of putting it into one, and I like that. In the end, everybody's different. Some people like some things, other people like others. But the best thing I can say is if you like Rawlings hard to hide leather and you like dual welting, this is a really solid option. I would say that the US steer hide is better than the Texas steer hide for the average person. The perks of the Texas steer hide is gonna be that it's just an absolute tank. It's gonna last a long time, but it's also gonna take a really long time to like mold to your hand and feel like it's really yours. Whereas this is molding really quickly. It's taking the exact shape I want super easily. The thumb and pinky inserts are a perfect ratio of stiff and moldable. And like I said, these fingers are naturally kind of coming out. If you wanted to, you definitely could push them and curl them in to give that natural roll in, but it would just take a little bit more work. But what I think I like the most about this glove are these hinge points that I keep talking about. What that's doing is it's allowing the heel and the palm to stay stiff. That's gonna extend the glove's life by a ton. Especially for infielders, that's going to add a lot of life. Little side note, Buckler has actually reached out to me in the past saying, hey, what can we do better for our gloves? And that's just a good sign that they want to actually hear from the people how to improve their glove. It's too scary out here, I'm gonna go inside. By the way, you guys, I just wanna say thank you. You guys seriously rock. I'm so grateful for this platform to be able to share what I care about with other people who care about it too. Buckler's doing a good job and they are taking a good approach. I would say they're taking like a young approach. They're targeting YouTubers, using Amazon as a good tool, and they make a solid glove. Thumbs up to those guys. Let me know what companies we need to review next. Thank you for watching. Oh, Leaf hit me in the face.